Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among rolling hills and whispering trees, there lived a girl named Purity. Purity had curly hair as black as midnight and eyes that sparkled like the stars above. But Purity's life was not filled with laughter and sunshine like the other children in the village. She lived with her mother, Lola, who was known for her mysterious ways and stern demeanor. Purity knew she was different. Her mother kept her hidden away in a cave at the edge of the village, far from prying eyes. Chains bound her to the damp stone walls, and only a small beam of sunlight trickled in through a crack high above. Purity often wondered why her mother kept her here, away from the warmth of their home and the laughter of children playing outside. Each day, as the sun rose and set, Purity felt the weight of the chains and the isolation grow heavier. One evening, as the wind whispered through the trees, Purity overheard a conversation between her mother and an old villager. The villager spoke of her father, Nnes, who had left them years ago. Lola's eyes glittered with a strange mix of longing and anger as she listened. Nnes had been a dreamer, always seeking new adventures, but his dreams had led him away from his family, leaving Lola bitter and resentful. The villager's words stirred something deep within Purity, a longing to know more about the father she had never met. Curiosity burned within Purity's heart. One day, while her mother was away gathering herbs, Purity asked about her father's departure. The story she heard was heartbreaking. Lola blamed Nnes for abandoning them, believing that his failures had doomed them to a life of hardship and struggle. "He was a fool," Lola spat, her voice filled with bitterness. "He chased dreams and left us to fend for ourselves." With each passing day, Purity grew stronger, both in body and spirit. She practiced silently in the darkness, waiting for the right moment to escape. She knew she must bide her time, for her mother watched her every move with a hawk's keen gaze. Purity knew that freedom was her only chance to discover the world beyond the cave and seek out her father. She imagined a life where she could walk freely under the sun, feel the grass beneath her feet, and perhaps find the man who had once been part of their family. One night, Lola caught Purity looking longingly at the crack of sunlight in the cave. Her eyes blazed with fury as she grabbed Purity by the arm. "You must never leave this cave," she hissed, her voice trembling with a mixture of anger and fear. Purity could sense that her mother was hiding something dangerous and powerful. "The world is full of danger, and you are safest here," Lola insisted. But Purity could see the fear in her eyes. As weeks turned into months, Purity listened to the wind's gentle whispers that echoed through the cave. It seemed to carry messages from distant lands, urging her to seek freedom beyond the horizon. She began to dream of a life beyond the cave walls, where the sun kissed her skin and laughter danced in the air. She imagined a place where she could be herself, unburdened by the chains that held her. One fateful night, Purity dreamt of a man with kind eyes and a reassuring smile. He appeared before her in a vision, his presence both comforting and inspiring. "Fear not, young one," he murmured. "Your destiny awaits beyond these chains. Trust in yourself, and you shall find the path to freedom." The man's words filled Purity with a sense of purpose and determination she had never felt before. Driven by newfound courage, Purity searched the cave tirelessly for clues. One day, she stumbled upon a hidden passage concealed behind a moss-covered rock. Heart pounding with excitement, she followed the narrow tunnel deeper into the earth. The air grew cooler and the darkness thicker, but Purity pressed on, driven by the promise of freedom. With determination burning bright, Purity ventured into the unknown. The passage led her through winding tunnels and secret chambers, each filled with relics of a forgotten era. She marveled at the ancient carvings that adorned the walls, depicting scenes of battles and triumphs. She wondered if her father had once walked these paths, seeking his own destiny. Emerging from the depths of the earth, Purity found herself standing at the edge of a bustling city bathed in sunlight. The air was alive with the sounds of laughter and music, and colorful banners fluttered in the breeze. It was a world far removed from the darkness of the cave, a world filled with endless possibilities. Purity took a deep breath, savoring the taste of freedom. In the city, Purity met a kind-hearted man named Nnes. Nnes's laughter was infectious, and his eyes sparkled with mischief. He welcomed Purity with open arms, sensing the sadness that lingered in her gaze. "You have the look of someone who has seen too much darkness," Nnes said gently. "Let me show you the light." Together, Purity and Nnes explored the city's bustling streets and lively markets. They tasted exotic fruits, listened to street musicians, and danced beneath the stars. For the first time in her life, Purity felt truly free. She reveled in the warmth of the sun, the laughter of the people, and the kindness of Nnes. But even as Purity embraced her newfound happiness, shadows from her past loomed ominously. She could not shake the feeling that her mother's secrets still held sway over her destiny. Deep within her heart, she knew that facing her mother was inevitable. The thought of returning to the cave filled her with dread, but she knew she had to confront the past to fully embrace her future. One day, a mysterious stranger appeared in the city, a traveler with eyes as dark as night and a smile that hinted at secrets untold. He watched Purity from afar, his gaze both haunting and mesmerizing. "Who is that?" Purity asked Nnes, feeling a shiver run down her spine. Driven by curiosity, Purity sought answers from the city's wise elders. They spoke of a prophecy foretold centuries ago, a prophecy that spoke of a child born of light and darkness, destined to bring balance to the world. "You carry a great power within you, Purity," one of the elders said, "but you must confront your past to unlock it." As days turned into weeks, Purity's bond with Nnes grew stronger. Together, they danced beneath the moonlit sky, their laughter mingling with the soft rustle of leaves. Yet Purity could not escape the shadows that tugged at her heart, urging her to confront the secrets that had shaped her life. She knew that to fully embrace her destiny, she had to return to the cave and face her mother. One night, Purity returned to the cave where her journey had begun. With trembling hands, she faced her mother, ready to hear the truth. As she held her gaze, Lola's eyes filled with sorrow and regret. "Forgive me, my daughter," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I sought to protect you from a fate that was not your own." With trembling hands, she revealed the truth that had been hidden for so long. Purity learned that her father had once been a noble warrior, a guardian of the ancient ways who had fought to protect their people from darkness. But his quest for power had led him down a dark path, one that had ultimately torn their family apart. "He was a good man, but his ambition consumed him," Lola said softly. "I feared that you would follow in his footsteps, so I tried to keep you safe." Armed with newfound knowledge, Purity faced a choice that would shape her destiny. She knew she must confront the darkness that lingered within her own heart, for only then could she truly embrace the light. "I am not my father," Purity said firmly. "I will choose my own path." Purity's life in the city was filled with joy and fulfillment. She and Nnes built a home filled with laughter and love. They welcomed friends and strangers alike, creating a community that thrived on kindness and understanding. Purity found peace in helping others, using her strength and compassion to make the world a better place. Years passed, and one day, as the sun set over the horizon, Lola appeared at Purity's doorstep. Her eyes were filled with sorrow and regret. "Purity, my daughter," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Our village is suffering. There is a drought, and we have no food. I have come to ask for your help." Purity's heart ached as she looked at her mother. She remembered the pain and suffering she had endured, but she also remembered the lessons she had learned about compassion and forgiveness. With tears in her eyes, she embraced her mother. "I forgive you, mother," she said softly. "Let us heal together and help our village." Together, Purity and Lola began a new chapter in their lives. They worked to rebuild their bond, learning from the past and embracing the future. Purity and Nnes gathered resources from the city and traveled to the village, bringing food and supplies to those in need. The villagers were overjoyed, their hearts filled with gratitude for Purity and her family. With Purity's help, the village slowly began to recover. Fields that had once been barren now bloomed with life. The villagers rejoiced, their hearts filled with gratitude for Purity and her family. Lola, too, found a new sense of purpose, helping to nurture the land and the people she had once kept at a distance. Purity, Nnes, and Lola became a symbol of hope and resilience for the village. They taught the villagers about the importance of unity and forgiveness, showing that even the deepest wounds could heal with love and understanding. As the village thrived, Purity's heart swelled with pride. She had overcome great adversity and found her place in the world. With Nnes and Lola by her side, she knew that they could face any challenge that lay ahead. Together, they continued to work tirelessly, ensuring that the village remained prosperous and its people happy. The bonds between Purity, Nnes, and Lola grew stronger with each passing day. The villagers came to see them not just as leaders, but as family. They celebrated festivals together, shared in each other's joys, and supported one another through hardships. The sense of community was palpable, and it was all thanks to the courage and compassion that Purity had shown. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of color, Purity stood at the edge of the village, looking out over the rolling hills and whispering trees. The air was filled with the sounds of laughter and music, and the scent of blooming flowers wafted through the breeze. Nnes came up beside her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "You've done so much, Purity," he said softly, his eyes reflecting the vibrant hues of the sunset. "Your strength and kindness have changed so many lives." Purity smiled, leaning into Nnes. "I couldn't have done it without you and Mother," she replied. "Together, we've created something beautiful." As night fell, the village gathered around a large bonfire, singing songs and sharing stories. Lola, once feared and misunderstood, now sat among them with a peaceful smile. She had found redemption through her daughter's forgiveness and had dedicated herself to making amends for her past mistakes. Purity looked around at the faces illuminated by the firelight, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. She had found her place in the world, and she had forged a future filled with hope and love. The journey had been long and challenging, but it had led her to a life of meaning and connection. As the stars twinkled above and the fire crackled softly, Purity knew that this was just the beginning. There would be more challenges ahead, but she was ready to face them. With her family by her side and the strength she had discovered within herself, she felt unstoppable. And so, the story of Purity, Nnes, and Lola became a legend in the village. A tale of resilience, forgiveness, and the power of love to heal even the deepest wounds. It was a story passed down through generations, inspiring others to find their own strength and to believe in the possibility of a brighter future. The village, once shrouded in shadows, now thrived under the light of hope and unity. And at the heart of it all was Purity, a beacon of courage and compassion, guiding her people toward a future filled with endless possibilities.